Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and I'm at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and they have a museum here that I'm going to take you through a bit, and then I'm also going to be able to take a lap around the raceway. Unfortunately, it's not going to be in my motorhome or my motor scooter. It's going to be in a tram type vehicle that they give tours here. This is my first video from a motor speedway, so come along with me and I'll show you what it's like. This is their logo, and they have these two concrete cars out front right next to the fountain. First, I'm going to take a quick look around the museum. Got some old racers here from 1922, 1914, and 1912. I like this one from 1911. John Zink must have liked pink. This is a 1938 Maserati. This says some of the cars had front wheel drive. And look at the wear on that tire. Interesting. Look how much ground clearance these things have. That one couldn't be more than about 3 inches. Ooh, nice chrome. That's the 1928 winner. Now, I do not know much about car racing, but I think I heard that tires like this do not have any tread because the more surface that touches the pavement, the more traction it gets. But then this one has a lot of tread. Oh, that's a rain tire. So that's what they drive when it's raining during the race. Now this one, on the other side, shows a breakdown of what's inside it. And the engine, Honda? It's a Honda V8. Wow, I did not know Honda made V8s. They also have here a race simulator. So you can sit here and watch the screen, pretend you're racing around the track. How would you like to have this in your den?
Sounds like there's construction in the carburetor.
They have a sample garage workshop here. Here's one of Mario Andretti's. And here's a couple Lotus. And this is the racing capital of the world. That's the museum building. And this is what I'm going to go around the track in.
There are 4 turns, each a quarter mile in length from entrance to exit, and 2 straights, each measuring 5/8 of a mile. Altogether, these add up to a total track length of 2.5 miles. You're probably beginning to feel the effects of our banking as we enter turn 2. Each of our 4 turns has 9 degrees and 12 minutes of banking. If you look to the left, some of the viewing mounds are coming into sight. These are located throughout the infield of the track and used by general admission ticket holders. To put the size of the infield in perspective, you could take all 14 football stadiums of the Big Ten Conference and fit them comfortably within the grounds of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Coming into view on the right are the Turn 2 suites. Constructed in 1973, these suites offer a close-up vantage point to the action on the track for VIP guests and sponsors. In front of the suites and running throughout the inside and outside of the track is the catch fence. This extension of the wall is vital for keeping debris from entering and exiting the spectator area. As we ride along the backstretch, keep in mind the track you are traveling is exactly the same as its 1909 layout, only the surface has changed. If you're wondering what happened to all those bricks, most of them are still beneath us, buried under several layers of asphalt. If Indy cars were on the track right now, you would see them speeding by at roughly 235 miles an hour. This would allow them to cover a football field in 9/10 of a second. For safety purposes, we keep our trams restrained to a more leisurely pace. You may have noticed a golf course on either side of us. The original course was opened in 1929 and underwent a major redesign in 1992 to accommodate PGA specifications and the modern game. There are now 4 holes on the inside of the track and 14 beyond the backstretch. The LPGA and Senior PGA Tours have held tournaments here. Another event added in October of 2016 saw sections of the golf course used as an obstacle course with inflatable pylons set up for the planes of the Red Bull Air Race. Events taking place over the track are nothing new. The very first competition held upon opening in 1909 was a balloon race, and in June of 1910 the Wright brothers were part of a major aviation showcase here. The official IMS logo, the wings and wheel, highlight the automotive and aviation history of the Speedway. Many of the world's great motorsport series have been held here at the Speedway. Since 1909, America's premier open-wheel series has run here under the banners of numerous sanctioning bodies: AAA, USAC, CART, IRL, and IndyCar being examples. Austrian-born engineer Louis Schwitzer won the first ever car race held on the track, a 2-lap, 5-mile sprint averaging 57.4 miles an hour. Beginning in 1994, NASCAR has contested the Brickyard 400. Jeff Gordon won his first of 5 Brickyards in August of that year. Formula One held events on the road course from 2000 to 2007. Legendary German driver Michael Schumacher captured victories in 5 of those 8 Grand Prix. The world's top motorcycle series, MotoGP, also ran on the road course from 2008 to 2015. The residual rains of Hurricane Ike could not slow down Italian Valentino Rossi from crossing the finish line first on his Yamaha on that inaugural September race. We are now in turn 3, and as we travel through, be sure to look to the right along the wall. You will notice the SAFER barrier in front of the hard concrete. SAFER is an acronym for Steel and Foam Energy Reduction. This safety feature was developed by researchers at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln in conjunction with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It was first installed here in 2002. The SAFER barrier is responsible for saving many drivers from serious injury and can now be found at nearly all major racing facilities in the United States. Famed World War I flying ace Eddie Rickenbacker purchased the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 1927. Captain Rickenbacker actually raced in the 500 before he learned how to fly an airplane. He successfully guided the track through the Great Depression and installed many major safety improvements, most notably green and yellow warning lights 1935. During World War II, the track was shut down as the nation's attention shifted to the conflict overseas. Unlike the First World War, where the ground served as an aviation repair and refueling depot, the track was largely unused from 1942 to 45 and began to be reclaimed by nature. The facility is still privately owned and operated by the Holman George family. If you look to the left, you'll see a portion of the road course. Early plans for the Speedway called for the inclusion of a road course to wind its way through the infield of the soon-to-be famous oval. But due to time and monetary constraints, it would be 90 years until its creation. The road course extension was finally installed at the dawn of the new millennium to attract Formula One racing. Here we are on the front straight. The first thing you might have noticed is the canyon effect created by the grandstands on both sides of the track. They may be empty now, but on race day for the 500, every one of these seats will be occupied. There's no sight quite like it in all of sports. Filled to capacity, the Speedway can hold in excess of 350,000 people. For perspective, that's larger than the city of Cincinnati and equals the entire population of the country of Iceland. You will notice a wall separating the racing portion of the front straight from pit lane. The original version of this was installed in 1957 and may have been the first of its kind anywhere in the world. This innovation allowed an area for cars to slow while being separated from the high-speed action on the track. During the early days of the 500, pit stops would last several minutes, often when a relief driver temporarily took over for the exhausted original driver. Today, IndyCar crews can change a full set of tires and fuel up a car in less than 10 seconds. The tall building adjacent to Victory Podium is the Pagoda. The current structure opened in 2000 and is the location for timing and scoring, master control, media broadcasts, and private suites.
You gotta take the one that way too.
This is the finish line. The entire track used to be made of bricks like this, and they paved it on top of the bricks. These are the only bricks that are left. And this pavement is not like you would find on a highway. It's very abrasive. It goes all the way across here onto the other side and down into the entrance to the building there. So I'm going to do a 360 right here, right at the finish line. These bleachers are so high, I can just barely get the entire thing in my frame. People are getting their pictures taken in various positions. That bright white line is the actual official finish line. How much do the tickets cost on the finish line?
On the finish line. I think the most expensive ones are those over there, and they're about $250. I'm not sure what they are. Oh yeah.
This is right down the middle of the track. This is the only brick that has a name on it.
This is amazing.
Well folks, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Good day folks.